Hi, I'm Randolph Miller, and welcome to Bouncearound Charleston. What a wonderful show we have planned for you today. Well, we have Dr. Glover, who is the AME Lay Connectional President of the AME Church. And you will also hear from the Reverend Dr. Norvel Goff, who's the presiding elder of the Edisonville District and the interim pastor at Mother Emanuel. And then, to close out the show, you'll hear from a group called themselves Proverbs 31. Okay, we're here on Bouncearound Charleston. What a wonderful day to be here. And I have two wonderful guests with me. I have presiding elder Dr. Norvel Goff. Welcome to Bouncearound Charleston.
Thank you for having me.
And I have Dr. Glover, the lay connectional president of the African Methodist Episcopal Church.
Yes.
Welcome to Bouncearound Charleston. There's a whole lot going on in our city, in our state, and globally with all that's been happening around the country. What are we to say the field is in reference to church, community, and the people that we represent? Who want to start?
President Glover.
Well, since I'm designated, we're here at the 34th biennial session of the Connectional Lay Organization. And of course, this is composed of the non-clergy of our church. And we are looking, and we have almost 40 different countries represented at this gathering. And some of the, first of all, our church is spiritual, and it's about preaching and the gospel of Jesus Christ. And we are the one organization in the church commissioned to teach and train as one of our principal goals, and also develop global leadership. And in our ministry, certainly we are becoming more and more aware of the social issues and the confronting our country as we focus in on the Emmanuel 9, the different injustices being perpetrated on our people. And so the church has to take on a stronger role in social actions, being involved in what's going on, not just inside the walls, but outside the walls, to help disenfranchise people who have no voice.
So at your convention, you've been basically teaching your lay people what they need to do to help move forward.
Yes. Yes, definitely so. That this is a great opportunity when you have people from 5 different continents and we hear the issues which are being raised, and we have to look at what's the role of the church, and specifically the role of the African Methodist Episcopal Church.
Before I get to Elder Goff, you said raising issues. What are some of the issues that they have raised?
Certainly, being in Charleston, the holy city, we look at what happened at Mother Emanuel, as well as we were told that several of the churches have been involved in having shootings and so forth. And then we look at the perpetration or the what's happening with our police department. We believe that most policemen are good people, but there are always some who spoil the lot, so to say. And so, and we look at how social justice is not being done with the ones who are perpetrators of injustices to our people. And we look at around the world what's happening globally to our people.
Okay. Presiding Elder Goff, you're in this thing close hand.
Yeah.
What would you say to all that's happening?
Well, most certainly we are a connectional church, and a part of our commitment is to not only preaching the word, teaching the word, but most certainly going out into the community, into our state, around this country, and to deal with the issues that are at hand. First of all, we want to let everybody know that the African Methodist Episcopal Church just didn't start yesterday.
Okay.
And that we've been around for quite a long time. And at Mother Emanuel, we've been around for 197 years. So we have a track record of dealing with social justice, social change, and operating outside the four walls of the church and getting involved and helping to change the environment and being an agent of change to make sure that we become that beloved community that we always talk about. Love thy neighbor as I love thyself. Charleston, the state of South Carolina, where we have nearly 600 churches that are African Methodist Episcopal churches. That we are stakeholders, we are landholders, we are oriented toward constructive change, education, speaking for those who cannot speak for themselves, those who stand in the margin of life, that we have an opportunity to have an impact.
When we drive by your church, where you are interim pastoring and presiding elder,
Yes.
the people are out there every day still looking at the flowers, the monuments that's been set up. What is the atmosphere?
The atmosphere is that I believe since June 17, 2015, the faith community, those of us who have faith and believe our faith is stronger than fear, and that love overtakes hate, around this world, throughout America and in the state of South Carolina. As a result of that, folk have activated their faith and applied it to a horrific terrorist act that was thrusted upon the people of Charleston and particularly Mother Emanuel.
Yes.
And as a result of that, our response has been people of faith still trusting God, and that God will make a way and open doors that no one can shut, and give us an opportunity to seize this moment to take the church, the community, and the nation beyond itself. That this is beyond one individual, one church, one denomination. It's a global impact on the movement of change throughout the world. That's why we have the global laity meeting here in North Charleston area this week, because talking about empowerment, talking about involvement, talking about the things that we must do, not only laity but clergy. This clergy and the laity must continue to work together
okay,
in order to make constructive change.
Every Sunday morning you're seeing just a standing room crowd.
That's correct.
Not only African Americans.
That's correct.
But it's a cross section of people coming together. What are they saying?
They're saying that the demonstration of faith that have been shown by Mother Emanuel and the 9 families and the 3 survivors taps into the faith that God has placed in all of us. We have one Father, we're created by God, and we are part of God's family. And that everyone has a seat at the table in order to bring about what we call the beloved community. It goes back to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Do unto others, you would have them to do unto you. And to work closely, as the president has said, in terms of being involved with law enforcement and making sure that elected officials are held accountable. I believe that because what has happened on June 17, it activated a governor, Governor Haley, to mobilize the General Assembly.
Okay.
And as a result of that, brought down the Confederate flag. And as a result of that, there's a new chapter that is being written in the history book for South Carolina, because we're now on the cutting edge of change.
It's a new day.
Yes, it is.
Okay, real quickly. I heard Bishop Jackson speak the other day when I was at the convention. He stated that the pastors and the laity, as you stated, must work together to bring about change. What do you say?
Well, our theme for this biennium is laity fulfilling the Great Commission. And we believe that we can fulfill this commission by the clergy and by the laity working together. We're a team.
That's right.
And we have to have that team approach. In the AME Church, the pastors are the leaders and we are the followers, but we're working toward bringing about the fulfillment of the Great Commission.
Okay, I'll tell you what, we're going to talk about the how in a minute. We're going to take a station break, but when we come back, we're going to ask you, where do we go from here? Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break. Okay, welcome back to Bouncearound Charleston. Standing here with me, President Glover of the Lake Connectional of the AME Church, and presiding elder Dr. Norvel Goff.
That's right.
Here in the South Carolina Annual Conference, and he's carrying on at Mother Emanuel. We've been talking about the social justice of our community, but now we want to talk to you about where do we go from here?
Oh my, first.
Yes, sir.
I think I just left a session where the speaker was saying that we have to certainly take the faith walk of not just looking inside of our church, but we have to reconnect with the community. The church is changing. Now we have become more of a commuter church, and as a result, we're not as involved in the community around us, and we must make special efforts in evangelistic work to become more involved with those who are around us. Another point is that we have to envelop the understanding of not just social justice, but the belief that God can make a difference in our lives. And we just can't do that by wearing, clergy garb or being three-piece suits. But we have to come down to the people and serve them.
Come to their level.
Yes, because the millennium generation, they may not have the understandings of what we've gone through, but now we have to teach them how we've gotten to where we are.
Okay. Elder Goff?
Well, first of all, I think when we take the Great Commission seriously, first word is go.
Go.
You can't just be stagnant. You cannot have rigor mortis to set in or slowfulness. Mother Emanuel, the city of Charleston, the state of South Carolina, and this nation will never be the same as a result of what happened on June 17th. Our congregations are going to be more diverse, and we must be more inclusive, black, white, regardless of zip code, area code. We must be able to have ministry that goes cross-generational. Cannot just have the hymns. We got to have the spiritual. We got to even have contemporary music.
Yes, sir.
And the kind of Bible study and those kinds of things that will allow all individuals to become their better selves in order to teach the word. Not just talk about it, teach it, live it, then apply it to our lives so others will see it. That's what is taking place in Charleston. That's what's taking place in Mother Emanuel. That's what's taking place around the world. Those who write, those who send messages, email, texts, they are sharing with us that we have tapped into their faith, which is one faith, one baptism, one Lord.
So this whole situation has made a difference.
It has.
In the lives of people around the world.
Around the world, even at the Lake Convention, we represent all those countries and communities around the world. They're seeing what has taken place at Mother Emanuel, and they're coming up and say, I saw it on the news in our own language. It reminds me of Pentecost. And when everyone was together, they were speaking in their own tongues, and everybody
they heard the message.
Heard the message, and they were on one accord. We must be on one accord. The laity, which is training, helping to develop, the clergy has to be working hand in glove, and we must declare that we are beyond the walls and serving our humanity.
At this time, you being the leader not only of the district, but also at Mother Emanuel, when the people come through your doors, what is the message that you're delivering?
Inclusion, grace, and mercy only that is delivered and given by God. That you are welcome. The doors of the church is open to everybody. And that you have a place at the table. You have a place to come and to learn, to study, to worship. And we are not a non-judgmental church, but we are worshiping and praising church to only one God.
Everyone has seen this in the Low Country area. This past weekend, you received the highest award for the state of South Carolina, the Order of the Palmetto. How did that make you feel?
It made me feel that I received the award on behalf of the Emanuel 9, of the congregation, the community, the state, and this nation, because what took place was as a result of a coming together and a standing up that not in this country, not on this state, Now, you got the wrong church, you got the wrong people, because we are one who is standing together and saying that we do better together than we do separate and apart. That's why the flag came down. We do better together rather than separate and apart. That's why there's dialogue across the ecumenical community, seeing now how can we come together even in a better way to achieve even greater things through God.
So through this incident, the AME Church has been given an opportunity to reach out and touch the world.
That's right.
Yes. I think that maybe Renaissance is too strong a word, but there is a newness, there is a movement. The message, I don't live in South Carolina, but the message of forgiveness came through. We love you, we forgive you. That this has gone across the world about how Charleston people have reacted, especially in Emmanuel. I think that we have to embrace that now and carry it further. Maybe this is a movement to the other states which are flying that divisive flag, which is a symbol to our people of hatred and injustice, and that the clamor is bring that flag down.
Okay. Okay, I would like to thank Dr. Glover and Presiding Elder Goff for being here with me on Bounce Around Charleston. Thank you all for being here, and stay tuned, because coming up next, Proverbs 31.